What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rugged Adventures. This is PSA's Gen 3 AR-10, and we're going to see what it can do today. 200 yards, suppressed. While the Sabres have been really popular for the 308 category out of Palmetto State Armory, what I was looking for in this build was a rifle that was under $1,000 that was going to shoot 308, had M-lock / pick rail here that went the majority of the barrel, the 15 or so inches that this one goes. And I wanted to have a 20-inch barrel as well as an adjustable stock. And when you start looking at the Sabres, for the most part, they're not under $1,000. I don't even think I've seen them on sale under $1,000. And you generally don't find all of those features all in one on the Sabre. Now, granted, they look cool. They got cool flash hiders. They have cool colors on them. But this one is actually going to be the first one that I paint up, so I really wasn't concerned about the color of the thing. Now, if we just go real quick, stem to stern on this thing, it's got the A2 hider. This is threaded for suppressors, different types of flash hiders, the muzzle brakes, other muzzle devices. I believe it's 5/8 by 24, but I don't have the number right in front of me. It's whatever the standard 30 cal suppressor is on there. 20-inch stainless heavy barrel. There is an adjustable gas block here. So far, I have not had to adjust anything at all to run either suppressed or unsuppressed with 150 grain AAC ammunition, and they claim it shoots about 2,800 feet per second. This is an add-on. This is the Magpul bipod. A lot of people want to replace this with a Harris. This is standard on the Sabres, but I put this on because I like it. It has tilt pan.
Are you saying pan or Pam?
You can adjust the legs and such. That's a thing for another video. The handguard here, I believe it's 15 inches, M-lock with the pick rail that goes all the way up the top. There is a model where they have eliminated most of this pick rail. Again, on a rifle like this where you're going to be going long range, probably not going to be putting many laser designators on it or anything. So I don't know if this was worth having, but I figured better more than less. There are no actual physical anti-rotation devices here. This does have a clamp, clamps very tightly onto the barrel nut, so I don't think that it's going to rotate, but there is, that chance that it could rotate. The uppers and lowers are both forged aluminum, which is another thing that you get with the Sabre. Toolcraft bolt carrier group that, again, I haven't had any problems with in the few rounds that I've gotten through it. This is aftermarket as well. This doesn't come with it. This is primary arms 4 to 14 by 44 first focal plane scope, and again, that was a reasonable price with the scope mount and everything. I think that was about $400. The biggest thing that I like about this gun, and what all the other YouTubers have liked about the Gen 3s, is this trigger here. This is their two-stage trigger that comes on the Gen 3s, and this thing has been very well regarded by all the YouTubers out there, by all the gun reviewers, of having a nice first stage and then a very nice release. And I'll show you guys this. When you pull it back here, it does hit a wall quickly, and then it's a very crisp. And then the trigger reset also is a very audible and short reset. And then it's very short, and you can be right back on the trigger. This trigger is, I like it a lot. A lot of folks have compared it to almost like a Geisley trigger. I don't want to necessarily go there, but it's gotten a lot of accolades from people that have a lot more experience behind one of these than I do. And then there's the Magpul adjustable stock. This is another reason why I really didn't want to go with the Sabre M110 type of A2 stock. I did want to have this adjustable stock here. And then as far as the castle nut stake, the bolt carrier group of stake, I don't know of anyone who's really not doing that these days. So I really had two goals when I was piloting this gun. One is that I wanted a 500-yard gun. That's why I picked this gun with this optic, because the need to go out 700, 800, 1,000 yards just isn't here in the hills of Kentucky. We really don't get too many shots like that. The other thing was I wanted an absolute sledgehammer. And when you're looking at a 20-inch barrel 308, you're going to be getting a pretty solid hitting gun. And so we're going to shoot, I have a half-inch target in the middle, AR-500. The two AR-500, those are 3/8 targets. we have our 1x1x1 block of wood that has a paper target behind it. We'll see if it can punch all the way through that, and it's completely saturated because it's been sitting in the rain. Some concrete blocks and 1/2-inch steel that none of my other guns have been able to get through. So we'll see if it is able to get through that. First off, we'll just start by hitting that that 1/2-inch piece of steel right there in the middle, and my glasses are fogged up like no one's business. There we go. It gets a lot of action on those smaller targets. Let's go for the concrete blocks right there. And that just, I'd annihilate them. There was 3 of those stacked up in a row, and I think it hit the one. Let's just keep hitting those. And it's just, the 308 eats them up. If you guys recall, with the AR-15, it took 7 or 8 of those to end up getting through with that 5.56 round. Let's try the wooden block. We will have to come back to this to see. We have to go down there and see what happened. We'll put another one in there for a good minute. And then that piece of steel, I hit it. Let me put another. We'll see if those did anything downrange. So when we look at our steel targets, I think this is where I hit it. I think that's the shiniest thing. There's hardly any thing there at all. This is the 1/2-inch target, as you may or may not be able to see. These are 3/8 targets, and these ones did have little tiny pits. Not terrible, but again, you can see that that is less, and especially hopefully if you can tell if I hold them up like this. And in this one, nothing really on there. Our concrete is just obliterated. 308 does an absolutely fabulous job of breaking concrete. On our wood block here, we don't have anything that came through. This is our paper target that's on the back. Again, this is completely saturated in water, so it's stopped in there somewhere, and I'm actually kind of surprised at that because that's only 1 foot thick. Now, however, on our steel target down here, it did stop the bullet right here, but man, that is a big hole, and this is 1/2-inch thick steel. It put a big bulge on the back there, and it really just, you know, messed the steel right up. So even though it didn't go through, that is quite a lot of energy going in there. We've got a pretty consistent rain here, so we're sort of doing a pickup truck bed cover sniper hide deal. But I've been having an absolute heck of a time trying to get this thing to group well at 100 yards. And now we only have 60 rounds or so through it, so there could be some barrel break in, but it just seems like things are all over the place. I retightened everything up, and we are going to try to shoot a group here, see what happens with that, and then make some adjustments. The good news is that everything is cycled really well. There hasn't been any problems either shooting with the suppressor on or off. Let's give this a whirl. And that was a little low and to the left. So let's see if this next one is a little low and to the left. Honestly, can't see it. Now let's shoot another one. Okay, so that one was also low and left. So let's come up. Let's see, up maybe 2 and right 3. Up 2 and right 3. 2, 3. Let's go again. GoPro, stop recording. So when we come down range here, this is not a great group at all for 100 yards. And, you know, honestly, there is equally as good a chance that that is me shooting poorly. Although, I mean, I don't know. there's going to have to be some more test firing done, because we only have, like I said, about 60 or 70 rounds through this. And I can remember there was a video that Louis Botkin made from T-Rex Arms, or Lucas, and he said that he needed about 70 or 80 rounds for his PSA, I can't remember if it's AR-15 or AR-10, to kind of come together. Like he thought there might be a burr in the barrel or something like that. However, even at this range, these are all hits. This is all deadly here. If you look at here, every one of these are going to be torso hits. Most of them would probably have been headshots at 100 yards. So, you know, it is what it is. So with my first real trip out with this, the first video I've made with this rifle, I can't say that I'm, you know, exactly excited. I'm honestly kind of disappointed of the way that the groupings went at the 100-yard range. Now, I don't know if that is the gun itself, if that is the optic. Although I've done a lot of reviews on this, this is a good optic, but most people say that this is a good rifle too. I don't know if it's the ammo that we're using. I have, this is what we are using for the ammunition. This is the AAC 150 grain full metal jacket. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's just the shooter. But after I did those groupings down there, and I showed you guys it had like 20 shots on it, I went ahead and picked up this Anderson AR-15. This has had about 2,000 or more rounds through it, with just an EOTech red dot, or a holographic sight from that same distance. And you know, I laid down just like I did in the truck before, and I really wasn't able to see the bullseye. I could just see the center of the paper essentially, and was able to put a decent grouping on it without being able to really see the paper. Something, you know, probably like that. So I don't know. We're going to have to do some more testing, try some different ammunition, make sure that everything is tight in the way that it should be. But overall, as far as being a heavy hitter, this is definitely going to do the job for us. I do think that long range, you will be able to get body shots with this thing. It may not be a tack driver, it may not be precision, but that is for us to find out in future videos. Guys, if you like this video, subscribe down below. Hit that like button for me. It really helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate you stopping by today, and I'll see you in the next one.